This tutorial, we're going to talk about how to scan metal, and this is a good case to showcase it. We have a Straumann soft tissue implant where the crown broke off, or the ceramic off the crown broke off. And here, when we're taking photos of the intraoral condition, you can see how reflective that metal surface is. So you can see how the light shines back as I'm just trying to take a picture, much like when you're trying to image from sunlight into a shadow. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and image this metallic object straight from the occlusal. And I'm going to stop right away and watch how the adjacent tooth disappears. Well, the reason that disappeared is because that occlusal surface was not attached to the rest of the model, the soft tissue. So watch here as I angle the camera a little bit before I stop the scanner. This time around, that tooth did not disappear, and it's simply because we have a little connection to the rest of the model, so it doesn't think it's artifact and it doesn't trash it right away. So it behooves you to make sure that the sides of the implant superstructure, the crown, the pre-existing, is connected to the rest of the model. Yet another thing you can do that can help you out dramatically is notice where I started. I didn't start dead occlusal. I didn't start where the light's going to be the most reflective, just like when you're taking a photo of a, like I mentioned, an area that's in the sunshine and an area that's in the shadow. The camera can't focus or can't delineate readily between the two different contrasts of brightness. So here, I started on the palette. I picked up gum tissue, and the metal was scanned in a collateral manner. It wasn't scanned, it wasn't the primary object that I focused on to scan. I started on the soft tissue, gave the camera a chance to adjust its brightness to what the object is it's trying to image, and then I moved over onto the metallic surfaces, and I'm slowly filling in all these areas as a demonstration for you, just so you can see how easy it is to capture the areas that you may be struggling with. So here the camera is on, and as soon as it recognizes a common area, I'm hitting it from a different angle, then it picks it up very, very readily. Now, of course, you can use other things to your advantage. Here, I'm going to redo this. So that was a pre-op situation. I'm going to redo this, and I'm actually got the modify the prep. That abutment was cold welded into place, so I had to just prep off the ceramic, pack some cord, get some isolation and retraction, and I'm going to image that again now with the modified prep. So that was for just demonstration purpose. Just get the point across that you need to get a purchase point elsewhere. Do not start on the metallic object itself. Start on collateral information like tooth structure and gum tissue. So let's repeat that here. This time what I've done is I'm annoyed by the lip in the way, so I turned on my blue filter, and now I'm retracting the lip with my blue gloves, and it's very easy for me to keep that tissue away and speed up the process and not have any distractions for the scanner. You notice that cord is not being picked up. That's because my color filtration system has green and blue in it, so it just ignored that thin cord, so you can actually see a hole around the margins. But look how easy it is now to pick up all that metal in the contact areas of PFMs and the occlusal metal on that second molar as well. Here, with all this artifact I just picked up, if I stop soon enough, I know in the reliability map that data will be deleted. Or if it's not, part of the equation, if you scan more and then it notices that it's moving with all the algorithms built in place, all that artifact will be removed. If you're a new user, that's annoying, but as you get experience, you know exactly how to manage that extraneous data. You can crop it out or just keep imaging. It's just best to keep everything isolated and retracted to make your life easy when you're first starting out. So now we've got a great model of, or an impression of a metal abutment. It doesn't get any shinier than that. Let's go ahead and have that local area merged or constructed. Let's go take a look. We can clearly see the margins. So this abutment, like I mentioned, was cold welded. There was no chance of getting it off, so we just prepped the ceramic, defined some margins, and we just had to treat it as if it's a crown prep. So now you can clearly see exactly the delineation of where the margins are, the contacts are, and the metal. And we're just going to fabricate a zirconia crown that's going to be bonded on top of that. So that's how you manage metallic restorations. You can clearly see all the metal. You've got a nice scan of all that information, and as long as you understand the principles, you want to make sure you follow those. So as a review, right there you can see when you first approach it, look how shiny that metal object is. But if I approach it from the palette, the tissue, you can see how much less glare there was on that structure. So it's imperative you understand that, and we call it collateral imaging. It in a collateral manner. You don't start dead occlusal and have it shine right back onto you. Now, of course, you've got the option of powdering. Just want to make sure I covered all the bases with the options you have. Now, if you're using blue Cerac powder, make sure you turn off your filter. So that you can actually image it. Frequent thing is just to have that filter on, and then you inadvertently can't image, and you get frustrated. You think the camera is not working, but you just told it to ignore blue, and you have blue powder on. So with a combination of the color extraction feature and understanding how this works, here you saw an image from the occlusal. Both the premolar and the molar were deleted because I didn't have enough adjacent or enough information on the sides of those two crowns to connect to the rest of the model. So when you stop scanning, it thinks it's artifact. You need to make sure the side walls contact the tissue, contact the palette, contact the rest of the model. Don't stop scanning until you've accomplished that, because when you stop scanning, that data that's not connected to the rest of the model is treated as artifact, and you get frustrated when it gets cropped out.